Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In the last video we have seen that how to validate the schema, how to check the column format and type check. We also seen that how we have to check the null values and missing values, and we will continue this video with the fourth validation, that is range check. Range check, duplicate check, cross field check, column validation, data integrity and data profiling. Let's start with the range check. So now we are having two ranges, min range and max range. So we need to see that particular column having the data between these ranges or not. So like that I am going to create the one more data frame as per our requirement. So I am going to set the ranges here, min range and max range. So that is the min age is 25, max age is 35. So you can give depending upon the requirement, assuming that that's the employee age. So employee age is minimum should be 25 and maximum is 60. That's the retirement age. Now we are going to perform the range check here. The first one is we are going to apply the filter function where f dot column age is greater than min age and less than max age. It's very simple, straightforward filtering method. We are going to apply for the selection of the range values in the particular data frame or particular column. So that we can display here. So the values available in the range is all are having this in the same range, but to take the differences I will just use the 35. So we will see that what are the values are filtered out here. So all are in the 35, but 40 should not be come here. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, I will come back to the at the end. So next one is duplicate check. So we are going to see that any duplicate columns, duplicate rows are available in the data frame or not. So for that we are going to use the two important function, that is group by and count function. Group by is the aggregate function. We are going to aggregate the particular values as per the particular column name. Then count is going to extract the total number of records in the particular data frame. So based on these two methods, we are going to identify that any duplicate values are available in the data frame or not. So let's take the df of group by. So I am grouping the particular values depending upon the name and age. So after that we are going to get the count, then that count should be filtered out with greater than 1. Meaning is that if it is count is greater than 1 of a particular group, that is identified as a duplicate value. So now we just display the both of the values, both of the data frames, df and duplicate df. So here is going to see telling that this is a data frame that doesn't have any duplicates, but here what is the duplicate value available in the data frame, that is going to display here. So like that we are going to see the duplicate values using aggregate functions group by and count. So it's a similar way in a SQL where we are going to apply the group by having count of star is greater than 1. In the same way we can use the group by, count and filter functions in the Pyspark. Then cross field check. So as I told earlier, we need to see that some logical checks in the data frame or in the tables, in the target table, where the start date should be less than end date. So that kind of scenarios we need to test based on the requirement. So again everything is same here. I just given one wrong date here. Here is the start date is greater than end date. So we need to check out these kind of things using the Pyspark Python code. Then we are going to filter out only those things where the end date is greater than start date. Okay. So to identify the rows that are not in the particular criteria, so we are going to filter out those things from the data frame. So once we do that, what happened? So here is the original data frame, here is the data frame that matches our criteria where the start date is less than end date, or end date should be greater than start date. Both are same thing. Now coming to the next validation is very important to understand, because most of the columns having some pattern in the sales project, maybe in the different kind of projects we may this kind of things may arrive. So to do some validations on the email part, whether email ID is correct or not, or a particular employee name is in the correct format or not, so date is in the correct format or not, those kind of things we can check it out here. But for the email ID we are having some examples here. how we can write the regular expression, how can we going to match the expression, how we are going to extract the results from the data frames. So as usual, this is the data frame I have created. So I have given the two valid email ID and one invalid email ID. So where we can write a definition, function definition, validate email, where I am going to write the pattern. Okay, so pattern R. Okay, and in the expression we have to give you the double quotes. It's considered as a string or single quote as well. So this is a caret. That means that it should be starts with some alphabets and any of the symbols like this, followed by the @ and followed by the some of the alphabets like server name or any other names of the server name. Then followed by that any it can be combination of any alphabet numeric as well as hyphen or dot. After that we are going to have the two or more dots, two or more characters after the dot. Just like it is, just like one example is Chetan @gmail.com. So the first one is, this entire thing is for that this one. It may contain any number of characters. Okay, plus means one or more character, star means zero or more character. We can't use zero because zero means it may be any without any name also it can be written as a true. For the purpose we are going to use the plus here. Now once we are going to return the boolean value, the true or false. So once it is match is pattern is matched with our string or our column value. So like that we are going to write the user defined function. So whenever we write the user defined function in the Pyspark, we need to register the user defined function with the compiler. So what is the name, mail ID, sorry, what is the function name and what is the return type. Return type is a boolean and the name of the function is validate email. Now once we define that and register the user defined function, next step is we need to call the function. So how to call the function? df.filter. So what is the function name is, whatever we registered for the function name, that we need to use here, not as a function definition. So validate email user ID, and what we need to pass here, we need to pass the values of particular column called email. So those all the records are going to pass one by one into the function. Then once we completed, we are going to show that original data frame and filter the data frame. So here in that original data frame we are having two email IDs that are valid, third one is invalid, but when we filter it out with the regular expressions, we can only see that valid email IDs in the data frame. So like this we can achieve the regular expressions in a ETL testing. Then data integrity check, where we are going to see that two data frames are valid or not, two data frames are matching or not, by using the join condition. So there is a different types of join operations are available in the SQL. Same thing also we can use in a Pyspark, but in a Pyspark we are having different types of joins. But in simple SQL we are having inner join, outer join, left outer join, right outer join. Those kind of joins are available. But in a Pyspark, everything is same, but only little differences in the syntax and working principle. So now what is the concept is here, we need to join the two data frames based on certain columns. So if all things are having some unique, then we can assume that it is going to pass the integrity check. Okay, so like that we are going to see here. Now what happened, we are going to see the result. Just if we are going to join it, once we join that, we are going to see that what are the values. So what happened, it's outer join, we are going to use it here, full outer join. Wherever the data is not matched, it is going to return the null. So like that here, that integrity check fails here because the alias signed Bob having some mismatch values in the age. So in that sense, we are going to see that how we can check the data integrity in the data frames. Come to the next one is, this is the last one, that is the data profiling. It means that we can get various different informations about the data frame, like total number of total number of records in the entire data frame, or we can take the count of particular column like ID, name, age, and we can also calculate some of the properties like mean, standard deviation, minimum value and maximum value of the particular column. We can extract from this using Pyspark predefined functions. Here I am going to use count, mean, standard deviation, min and max. So these are the predefined functions that automatically calculate the values and return the results to the data frame. So this is the way. Total row counts in the data frame is 4, as we are using 4 columns, 4 rows, 3 columns. Total number of IDs, name and age. Age is having 3 because 1 is a null value. Because of that, age is a 3. Now it's about the average, standard deviation, min and max value. So these are the various scenarios we need to test whenever we come across the various scenarios, like in ETL testing. We need to check all those things that are required. So in Pyspark, it's very easy to do for automation purpose, or it may be for data engineer for unit testing purpose. We can do this and we can achieve the results. We can verify that we can improve our coding based on the particular thing. So this is about the how the data validation is used for in the Pyspark, especially for data tester. Thank you for watching the